Hey, Taylor Rapp here from the LA Rams. Shout out to Steve Taylor, the real sports guy, and the honorary Ram. When Steve's talk sports, you better listen. Thanks, Steve from the Rams, for your continued support and love. We are taking it all the way this year, but you already know that. Go Rams.
With Prince Bell, we rocking with Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be on a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in. It's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Come on. Told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Safe boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is. The real sports guy in the Sandman. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, don't have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, Andy Sands. It's over, OVA. Game over, they don't play. From the fourth quarter to the ninth inning. NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Guy on the go. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, welcome to the Keep It Real Sports Podcast. I am your boy, the Real Sports Guy, Steve Taylor. With the Sandman, Andy Sands. We got another big show for you. NFL, check. NBA, check. Maybe NHL, I don't know. Major League Baseball, check. Boxing, check. Oh, man. Andy, how you doing, bro?
Steve, I'm doing great. You know, listen, it's always a hard week when the Buckeyes have a bye week, right? You know how much I love to watch Buckeye football. So in a couple hours, I get to do that again. And I'm just looking forward to having another fun show with you. As always, every week, we appreciate the viewership, and we're excited to bring it to you. So let's hot off the press this week.
Man, we got so much going, man. Shout out top of the morning, man, to Kingston Dread, man, for always tuning in. Talk about top of the morning to my Ram friend, TKG, Kenny Gibson. Man, they already checking in early, man. We got a big show for you, man. Hey, guys, let's see what the hell is hot off the press.
All right, partner, we got to start with where we started last week, and it's playoffs, right? So you got to start with, the NLCS. So the Phillies ended up playing the Padres, as predicted by Gary Nissen last week. Good job, Gary. And let's take a look at where that series is at right now. After last night's win at home, how about the Phillies so far, Steve? 2-1 lead over San Diego.
Phillies come in as record-wise the worst team in the playoffs, but they've been showing up and been showing out. Bryce Harper, big bats. Schwarber, big bats. Man, they've been living and dying by the big bats. And oh, by the way, the bullpen has shown up as well, man. Great job by Philly, man.
I think that's the question that everybody had in this series, right? Whose bullpen was going to win out? Right now, Philly is the one winning out. But hang on now. Let's pump the brakes. It's a 7-game series, not a 5-game series. So a lot of baseball left to be played.
Still a lot of baseball. But tonight is a pivotal game for the Padres. They really can't afford to go down 3-1 against a team like the Phillies. And people, let's not make any mistake about it. Baseball is about the team that is playing the hottest at this time of year. Yes. Not necessarily the best team, Andy.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And in regards to that point, you have the ALCS. And right now, Steve, this is a one-sided affair because the Astros have dominated the first 2 games of this series. Now, I know the score in Game 2 was only 3-2, but I watched the game, my friend. They are dominating New York's lineup right now. And, you know, when Aaron Boone comes out and makes an excuse like, oh, well, they opened the roof, so the wind affected. Come on.
See, look here. That's part of the one-sided affair that's going on. Hey, man, let's keep it real, Andy. It's about to hit the long ball for the New York Yankees. They're not hitting the deep ball. They're not scoring runs. Man, the Astros are getting them on, getting them over, getting them in. That's how you win baseball games.
Well, that's how the Guardians were trying to beat the Yankees, but they just ran out of pitchers, I think, at the end of that series. But, Steve, I'm telling you right now, everybody needs to start acknowledging the fact that Houston is the best team in baseball, okay? The whole scandal, the whole cheating thing, that was years ago. This team isn't any part of that, and they will win the World Series this year. Trust me.
This kid that
it's
they
their
have
time.
at shortstop replacing Carlos Correa is
Yes.
a superstar.
Yes, and Justin Verlander's looking like an MVP again. That's dangerous. So,
It's JB.
all right. Well, there you have it.
Quick hitters.
All right, Steve Taylor, outside of the World Cup, which we're going to talk about in a few weeks, and we might have talked about before on this show, this is going to be the first time that we talk about soccer. Soccer? Really?
Soccer.
Jamie and Steve talking about soccer? Okay, this was a major story this week, and this is why, okay? Ronaldo walks out of the game, even though they won it. He walks off the field early, didn't want to be there with his teammates, and because of that, he is suspended in a massive game today where Manchester United will take on their rival Chelsea. Steve Taylor, Ronaldo, on his way out of Manchester United?
No, he's really not happy there. This is a money grab for him, man. He got the bag. Can't be mad at him. Got the bag.
All right.
Oh, man, look here. We're going to, man, tie quick hitters in, man, with the NBA. Andy, let's do this. So,
Man,
Andy,
It's fun to collaborate together. I mean, I'm proud of that piece. I really, you and I worked on that together. I'm really proud of that one. All right.
hey, look here. Let's look at basketball. Man, 5 things that you need to know about this basketball season, Andy. Yeah,
5 things I need to know. But before
There we go. Well, did you need coffee this morning, buddy?
maybe a little bit. All right.
Okay.
You know,
All
I
right.
haven't had breakfast yet, so give me a little bit of a break. All right. So 5 things you need to know. But one of the things that's not on that list that you do need to know about is this happened this week. Donovan Mitchell looks really good in a Cavs jersey. That's all I'm going to say. 31 points. He added 9 assists, led the team in assists that night, 2 rebounds. And I'm telling you right now, if Darius Garland doesn't get poked in the eye, I think they win their opener against Toronto.
That's real cute of you. That's real cute of you. See, while you're watching Cleveland games, I'm watching the rest of the NBA. See, that's why they call me the real sports guy. But see, you left out one little piece of information that the people need to know. He lost the game, Andy. He dropped 31, but they lost. It ain't like he dropped 31 and he hit the game-winning walk-off. They lost. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So let's go to what I'm going to talk about, the 5 things that you really need to know. And let's start with number 5. The East that you're talking about is a beast because I see Toronto, who's better. I see the Atlanta Hawks, who's a threat. I see the Nets. They got that guy, KD. Did you see the Bucks? How about the Celtics? The East is a beast. The New Orleans Pelicans, that's going to be a problem because Zion's back.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big problem. And Andy, did you look at the LA Clippers staff? Did you see? They look like Kentucky out there, man, in the NBA. Are you serious? Are you serious? You know,
go ahead.
And just to kind of run through the other 2 real quick, Andy, the Warriors are still the Warriors. I don't give a damn what you say. The Warriors are the Warriors. And number 1 thing that you need to know, this kid, Victor Wembanyama, that's the reason that everybody is freaking tanking this year because this dude is out of this world, Andy.
Yeah, he's like if LeBron and Anthony Davis were one player, right? I mean, he's got it all, Steve. He's a 5-tool player. He's got length, he's got skill, he's got power, he's got speed, he can shoot, he can score, he can play defense. I mean, what can't he do, right? He passes the ball. So, yeah, your Spurs are tanking this year, my friend.
Didn't I just tell you that?
I know. But But to your point about the East, the 76ers are already winless.
Yeah, look who they played.
That's my
They
point.
played the Celtics,
Yes.
and they played the Celtics
And the Bucks. Yes.
Yeah, the top of the league.
Yeah.
The top of the league. I'm
Well, you better get.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be
You better
honest.
hope. You better hope.
I
that
don't
you
see
get one of
Cleveland
those-
being one of the top 6 teams in
Right.
I just don't.
Right
I don't.
now, I might agree with you on that. However, I think that they have a chance to push Atlanta out of one of those spots. So we'll see.
And I ain't even talking about Atlanta in one of them spots, man. The East is beast. And
It's the
that's
best
it.
conference in the NBA,
Yeah,
without
yeah,
question. It's
yeah.
not even close. I think you can pretty much lock the first 6 in the West already, Steve, and we're only 2 games in.
Hey, man, New Orleans Pelicans going to have a lot to say about that.
They're going to get home court. That's how good they are.
And Memphis, man, Ja dropped 49 last night.
I know.
You know,
We got all
So-
season to break all this down.
yeah, yes, we do. Hey, but what we have to get and break down today.
Oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way, Steve Taylor, there's a really good football game on today. Did you know that?
Yeah.
2 undefeated teams in the ACC, Clemson and Syracuse. First time they're 6-0 since 1987. Everybody thinks that the last time they were undefeated was Donovan McNabb's era. No, we got to go back before that. I'm excited about this game. I think it could be close. I still think Clemson's got too much talent. But, this is one to keep an eye on today for sure.
Real cute once again. But it's the reason it's not on our ticket, Andy, because Clemson is going to drop the house on them boys, man.
Probably, yeah.
They haven't played anybody like they played like Clemson. They're going to come in and play the 3-3-5 defense and try to make DJ make plays. But the problem is DJ's making plays, especially with his legs. Watch out for DJ to have a big plays with his legs.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, and oh, by the way, Andy, did you know that the Carolina Panther fire sale is underway?
I did know that, actually. Yes.
Yeah, it started out with Robbie Anderson. He got sent to Arizona for a cup of coffee and a muffin. And Christian McCaffrey, he gets into it, but look at the asking price. Man, San Francisco gave up a third, and a 4th round pick in this year's draft, and they already had given up their 1st round pick for a kid that's not there, Trey Lance. So these dudes ain't got to pick like the 5th round, and all because they heard that the Rams are interested. So yeah,
maybe the Rams talked about being interested to play the 49ers, right? I mean, maybe, that was part of the strategy. I will say this, though. The reason that they went all in is John Lynch thinks that they can win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
If you really believe that, then to me it's the right move.
Okay. Hey, we'll see. NFL storyline.
All right, Steve Taylor, we got to start with the game of everybody was talking about last week, right? And Buffalo found a way, as I said they would, they found a way to go in there and beat Kansas City. Now, does this mean that they're the cream of the crop in the AFC? Well, maybe, but it's early. But this is a big win for the Bills, Steve. And Kansas City is going to have a tough bounce back when they have to go to San Francisco this weekend.
How soon we forget? It was just a year ago, the Bills and the Chiefs played in the regular season. The Bills won the game going away, and everybody was starting to hand the baton to the Bills, saying that they done jumped over the Chiefs. And then we get into the playoffs, and what happened? Yeah, the Chiefs and Mahomes happened. So I'm not going to be the guy to sit here and say that they are heads and shoulders better than the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs ran out of time. That's just what it is. The Bills won the game, I tip my cap to them. They did what they had to do. But, dude, if you playing for Super Bowls in October, it's a problem, man.
I agree with that. However, they didn't run out of time. Patrick Mahomes threw an interception to end the game. So I'm going to call you out on that one.
Yeah.
All right. How about this one? Over in Lambeau, Steve. This wasn't in London like the week before. This was at home where they don't lose. And they lost to the Jets?
So
Green Bay's got problems, Steve Taylor.
My brother-in-law is a big-time Packers fan. And he was on the road, and I'm calling him. I'm like, dude, are you looking at this? I'm like, because right now, the Jets are taking it to your Packers. And there was no score in the game. You could see from the word go that the Jets were the better team. They pushed the Packers around like a shopping cart for 3.5 hours. Man, this was for real. The Jets are for real. That thing is rolling. It is rolling. Now they get Zach Wilson back. And then somebody tell you that he was going to be one of the top breakout players for this season. Pretty much everybody that we told you about, Andy, has showed up on our list.
Yeah, we had him in our list for
in about
this
a week
exact
or so.
reason. You and I saw this coming, right? But I'll tell you what, Steve, the thing that's impressing me about the Jets is their defense. And Quinnen Williams is a beast, and he is somebody that you need to pay attention to. Similar to Myles Garrett, similar to Aaron Donald, he has that ability to dominate a game if you do not game plan for him.
How about the sauce? How about put a little sauce on it? That's all I'm
Let's put a little sauce on there, too. Yeah, absolutely. Although I thought it was a little too much to put the cheese head on there, but we don't have
It was real cool.
And the Eagles make a statement at home, forcing 3 interceptions against Cooper Rush. Steve Taylor, the honeymoon is over. Dak Prescott is going back into the lineup for the Cowboys.
Well, you know, the thing that we all said about Dallas is if they've had the lucky of playing with leads and their defense ladders up and they get at you. Well, the Eagles, they ran the football right at the Dallas Cowboys, and up until Lane Johnson got hurt, they were getting pushed around pretty well. The Dallas, to their credit, they regathered themselves and they got back in the game. You know, Cooper Rush made it a game and he had made a couple of plays. You know, hey, look, Cooper Rush ain't the greatest, but he damn sure ain't the worst.
I'd rather have him than Jacoby Brissett. I can say that
See,
right
here
now.
we go. Here we go.
I'm stopping there. We'll save that for the sound off if we have time. All right, and we can't finish our NFL segment yet because we got to talk about our bonehead of the week. And Steve, I never thought this guy would be close to this category, but Russell Wilson, where are you looking, bro? You got guys wide open on the other side of the field.
But look at where he's locked. He's locked into one receiver. So, you know, coming out of the huddle, man, that was his one read, you know, and all he has to do is flip around. And you see the great quarterbacks have the ability to read the entire field. And this is what I'm talking about, people, when I say make reads, because his first read is over there to his left. And see, the great quarterbacks usually scan back to the right away, and you'll see him wide open, man. There's no safety, man, nowhere near it. I tell you, you know, questionable.
Sorry, Russ, but you get the sticker this week, brother.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do our pick 6. I had a good week last week, and you had a good week last week.
Yes, sir.
Both of us 2-1. All right. So you ended up getting the Eagles game, and I ended up getting the Bills game, and that was the difference as far as us not being able to go undefeated. But I got this NFL thing down. I need some coaching on the other one. We'll get to that later. I'm admitting it. All right, Steve. We got a big game in the AFC South. The Colts and the Titans. Indianapolis with a massive come from behind, prayerful win last week at home. Matt Ryan finds a way, but they can't play like that today. And I think Derrick Henry's going to dominate the offensive, the line of scrimmage, I should say. I like the Titans at home. I think they're the better team right now. The Colts have some injuries they're still dealing with. Jonathan Taylor being hurt, Steve, has been a massive, massive hit to their offense. I know that this is for first place, but I like Tennessee. They're more physical. I'm going to go with the Titans at home.
So I was shopping the other day, and I saw the guard for the Indianapolis Colts face on a milk carton because he's been MIA all year. Where is this
Quentin
run
Wilson.
game been? Even when Jonathan Taylor was there, it's the reason that he's hurt because the offensive line ain't held up. This team is turning to Matt Ryan's team, a throwing team. That's going to pose problems against Tennessee. Give me the Titans.
All right, our second game, the Jets and the Broncos. Is this the lock of the week? Not so fast. But because Russell Wilson may not play, I'm going to ride the Jets hot streak right now, Steve. I'm going to take the Jets on the road to go in. And Denver's a tough place to win. This is a real test for the New York Jets. Not because Denver's good, because it's a big road game. Can they pass it? I'm going to give them a chance to. I like the Jets on the road.
I hate when you and I, man, think the same way because really, honestly, I didn't care if they had let's ride or not. I'm rolling with the Jets. I'm telling you, that defense travels and it will travel. It'll ride all the way to Denver and it'll ride its way to victory. I like the Jets.
And I don't even know who the backup quarterback is in Denver. So if Wilson doesn't play, then they're really up a creek. Plus, I don't think I think that Nathaniel Hackett is not a head coach. I think he's way in over his head out there. So, all right, our last game, Kansas City coming off a tough loss at home in a big game, an emotional game against Buffalo. San Francisco with the acquisition of McCaffrey. Does he play this week? I don't think so, Steve. I don't think they turn him around in 2 days. But I don't see Kansas City losing 2 in a row. They're too good of a football team. Chiefs go in another tough place to win because of the wind conditions in San Francisco. But I like Kansas City, and I trust Mahomes late in this game. So I'm going to take the Chiefs on the road.
Yes, man, I hate this, man. We're going to be 3 for 3, man. It's going to be all good or all bad because I'm rocking with the Chiefs as well, man. Man, I really, really don't like when we both pick all of the same games. I don't like that at all, man. It's not a good look.
You're probably going to not like our college picks then because I have a feeling we're thinking the same.
Yeah. Well, I try to help out my brother, man. That's because I love him.
Hey, listen, 2 weeks of 0-3. I mean, come on. You got to give me a little bit of sympathy at this point, right? I mean,
all right, hey, let's do that. Hey, man, let's pick it up, man, and let's go between the gloves. Okay. Well, Andy, first thing, man, I want to do personally, I got to give a shout out because 6 years ago, I signed a deal with this group, the Fight Time family. And in the Fight Time family, we had 7 or 8 fighters, okay? Clarissa Shields being one of them, Alyssa Baumgartner being another one, Devin Haney was one of them, and Deontay Wilder. So these were all people that I had the pleasure of meeting and hanging around and getting to know, man, 6 years ago, the Fight Time family. And so, I'm at I want to, before I look ahead to tonight, Andy, let's look at UFC 280 tonight. Oliveira and Machev. That's going to be a dandy. The one that I'm looking forward to is Petr Yan against Sugar Shane O'Malley. That is going to be an instant classic. Aljamain Sterling against TJ Dillashaw. That's going to be tonight. Actually, today, man. They're over in Saudi Arabia, so that's going to be a 2:00 start. Andy, what do you think about the Gypsy King Tyson Fury coming out of retirement to fight?
I'm excited
for a third time, bro.
I'm excited about this because I had heard a rumor that after Clash at the Castle, because he was there with Drew McIntyre, that he was going to sign a WWE contract. I don't want him in the WWE. Keep boxing, please. I'm excited about this fight.
Yeah, so that's going to happen, man, December the 3rd. And then, Andy, let's pause on the Spence Crawford fight. Bud saying all along that he wanted to fight in November, December. They couldn't dot all of the I's and cross the T's, man, in enough time. So he's going to get in the ring and have a little tune-up fight, man. Before him, he's saying that his plan is to continue to fight Spence after this. But, man, we get a chance to see Bud Crawford sooner more so than later.
Well, that's what I like so much about Bud is he's a fighter's fighter, right? He wants to be in the ring. He wants to have his opportunities. He's not going to wait around for somebody to sign up. He's going to go out there and find somebody that will fight. And he's going to kick that guy's ass, though.
Yeah. So, man, I was talking about our Fight Time fighters, man, that I got to know. Man, let's look at a recap of what those fighters had to do last Saturday night, and
let's go between the gloves for 3 championship fights featuring first the women's championship as Claressa Shields gives us an Apollo Creed type entrance. The action didn't disappoint as well as Claressa boxed her way and continued to box, utilizing punches and bunches. But that didn't deter her opponent. Continued to fight forward and forward and forward. This one went to the scorecards, and when it was all said and done, it was the American who was declared victorious, Claressa Shields. That takes us to Kambosos Devin Haney 2, where Kambosos tried to change things up by switching stances. That didn't confuse Devin Haney as he continued to utilize his slick boxing skills as he fought his way with the right hand to a victory.
Oh, what a right.
When it was all said and done, the American wins again. And that takes us to the Barclays Center. Heavyweight championship action. Wilder and Helenius. And if you blinked, you missed this one.
Put Wilder on his back foot.
Huge punching of Deontay Wilder once again as he's victorious as he knocks out Robert Helenius. Deontay Wilder moves into championship status.
That's got to be special for you to see all those guys and gals being
yeah, man. It was Alyssa Baumgartner. She got it done as well. And then the most, man, ferocious knockout was Caleb Plant of Anthony Durrell. Oh, man, the left hook that knocked him out. Andy, I had TVs everywhere. I had fights on one TV. I had the games on other TVs, man. It was a sports weekend, man. We put in work around here, man, so we can bring you all the action, man.
Yeah, you know what we need to bring them now? We need to bring them our latest.
You've heard the rest. Now here's the best. It's the Keeping It Real Sports College Football Poll.
Let's rock it.
All right, so number 10 is a new number 10 for the 3rd week in a row, I believe, Steve. Let's bring in the Ole Miss Rebels.
Yeah, man, you really have to look at what they've done offensively, man. They've been very solid all season, man. So you got to give them love, man. You know, they're going to be in a big test today. They're going to be at LSU. They're one of our pick-em games already this week, man. But we got them at number 10.
All right, number 9. They lost to Utah, but they're still one of the best 10 teams in the country, Steve.
Yeah, man, they lost on a 2-point conversion, man, on the road, man. You know, they put up 42 points. Yeah, man, we weren't going to drop them that far in the poll.
Their rivals have a big one today. We're going to pick that game as well.
You know something, man? It is something brewing at UCLA, and I'm talking about the Bruin. This team is for real. Chip Kelly has finally turned the corner, man. They got a big one today against Oregon.
But can he finally beat Oregon? He's 0-3 against his former team. We'll have to wait and see. All right, how about the TCU Horned Frogs? The team that nobody saw coming, Steve, is 6-0 at this point in the season.
Well, Max Duggan, man, was not their first choice at quarterback, man. Their quarterback gets hurt in the first game. Max Duggan, the senior, said, I'm not leaving. I'm staying in this program. TCU, he's glad that he did.
And they got a big test today because Taylor Martinez has got that Kansas State offense rocking this year.
And here's the thing, Andy. Listen, if they win that game today, they have tiebreakers against TCU, Oklahoma State, and Kansas State.
All right, Clemson stays in the top 10. A little bit of a scare against Florida State. That game's usually always pretty tight, Steve, but we had to drop them because that's a game that should have won by more than 6.
Well, it's tough to always go there and beat Florida State. I don't care what kind of team you got, but they, man, the Tigers, man, the longest winning streak in the country.
They got a little bit of a test today against Syracuse. Is Syracuse for real? Well, we're going to find out. They're 6-0 for the first time since 1987, like we said earlier. Have they played anybody yet? Okay, maybe Penn State was a pretty big statement win for Michigan last week. I'll give them that one.
Andy, they pushed him around like a shopping cart for 3.5 hours. You can say what you want. They took a shovel and hit him upside the head, man. That's really what happened to Penn State, man. I think, man, Blake Corum just got another first down.
Yeah, and I think Blake Corum might be sneaking into the Heisman discussion as well if he keeps this up. Alabama loses to Tennessee, but Steve, everybody else pushed them further down. Not so fast, right? I mean, Bryce Young is back, folks. This is still one of the best 4 teams in the country, regardless of what happened last week.
RELAS, man, it's just that Tennessee's pretty damn good, people. We've been trying to tell you this, but you haven't been listening. Pay attention when we tell you about these college teams, because we watch them.
And because of that, you have to put them ahead of Alabama. And Steve, could we possibly see Tennessee get to the playoff this year?
And let me just say, they hold their own fate in their hands.
Well, and I'm going to say this, that Josh Heupel is now the Coach of the Year's award to lose the way that he's coached up that team for sure.
Man, he's done a good job, man. He's basically taking the Art Browse offense and put his spin on it, man. They really spread things out, man. Man, when they scheme things up, guys be wide open, man. He is rapidly turning or moving into the top 5, top-tier play callers in America.
But this could be the one team that gets in their way.
Well, we'll find that out in 2 weeks, man, when, they'll get a bye this week. Then they got Florida coming off of a bye, and then they got to play Tennessee. So it's not going to be, man, it's going to be murderer's row for the Georgia Bulldogs. We're going to find out a lot about the SEC in the coming weeks.
And once again, got to keep them at 1. They had a bye last week. Iowa's a physical team, Steve, but they don't have the offense that can keep up with this team. I think Ohio State wins this by at least 3 or 4 touchdowns today.
What we're starting to see the Ohio State Buckeyes morph into is a championship team. They are turning into they're not playing against their opponent, they're playing against themselves. You never see the Buckeyes play down to the competition. They play against themselves. Now what they're developing is the run game and the nastiness between the tackles to where we get the tough yards against the Clemsons and Georgias and Alabamas of the world. That's what we're starting to see with the Ohio State offense, man. This here is going to be real interesting in the next couple of weeks.
They got Mayan Williams coming back today, so they're going to be even more physical against Iowa than I think most people are expecting. All right, it's that time, my friend. Who you got?
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
All right, Steve, at this point, I think I'm just going to start having you make these picks because, damn it, it happened again. That's the second week in a row. I'm better than this. I am. So I think this week I feel better. Until I actually win a game, I can't say I feel great, but I feel better about my chances to get on the board this week. Let me just say that.
Okay, look. I'm just going to, I told you, I'll coach you up, man, because I watch these games, man.
Right.
I watch games from noon all the way until 10 o'clock.
Listen, if I didn't have to watch for a new house, I'd be able to watch more football.
If you quit watching the damn Browns and Cavaliers, you'd watch more doggone football, man. I'm just saying.
I'm going to 2 open houses tomorrow instead of the Browns game, so that should tell you everything you need to know about that one. All right, let's go. Who you got? We got Texas, a favorite on the road by 6.5 at Oklahoma State. Steve, I know Oklahoma State had a little bit of trouble with Texas Tech, but I think that's too many points. I'm going to take Oklahoma State to cover that at home.
Yeah, Texas lost last year 32-24. Sarkisian looking for his first win against Oklahoma State. It's not going to be today. Give me Oklahoma State.
Yeah, but last year he didn't have Quinn Ewers at quarterback, so we'll see if that makes a difference. All right, this is the game we were talking about earlier. This is the one I've got my eye on the most outside of Ohio State, obviously, because this game, to me, could define the Pac-12 more so than USC. But like we said, Chip Kelly's 0-3 against Oregon, but he's only lost by 3 points. You're going to give me 6 to cover? UCLA all day long. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to run out of the stadium with it.
Okay, Andy, when you're watching this game, third down is a down to watch. Okay? UCLA is converting third downs at a 55% rate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Oregon is giving up first downs at a 50% rate on third down. That doesn't bode well for Dan Lanning and that Oregon defense. Give me UCLA outright.
The other
You're
thing,
give me 6?
yeah,
I like them outright.
Exactly. The other thing on this game, Steve, I trust DTR way more than I trust Bo Nix in the fourth quarter.
Well, I trust the culture that the UCLA team has brought because it's an older team and it's a team-driven team, not a coach-driven team. That's going to make the difference in a tough situation, in a tough environment today.
All right, and our last one, we talked about it earlier. We're going to pick it, Ole Miss, LSU. Ole Miss, a dog on the road? They're undefeated. LSU couldn't move the ball at all. So, I'm sorry. Until I see otherwise, to me, this is a lock. Ole Miss wins outright.
You know, Andy, Ole Miss is 7-0 for the first time since 2014. In that 8th game, they lost. You know who that opponent was in the 8th game?
Well, obviously, based on what's on the screen, it was LSU.
LSU, that's right, man. Exactly. It's going to be tough sledding for Ole Miss. But I think Ole Miss offense is just a little bit too much for LSU. Give me the 2.5 and the Rebels.
All right, so this is the first time in the 56 shows that we have both picked the same 3 in the NFL.
I'm tired of losing, man. Give it to your brother, man. Give it to the real sports guy.
Hey, before we go, Steve, did you see that, dude?
Oh, my gosh, man. Well, look, it was no doubt about it, man, from the performance he put on. Yes, take a bow, young man. Hendon Hooker, you're that dude. Give him the sticker, Andy.
There we go. All right. Another one in the books, man. There's so much to talk about. We're running out of time. We got to start figuring out how to get more into this show without extending the show.
Man, that's it, man. It's been fun, but, man, we got to run.
Until next time, we wish you love.
And peace. Deuces.